Hello, Astro family. Welcome to my channel. I am the Red Oracle at theredoracle.com. Make sure you like and subscribe. Well, today I'm going to tell you guys how I got into Kemetic Spirituality. I wasn't raised in Kemetic Spirituality. Kemetic Spirituality was it kind of found me. I was raised, well, my mother was raised as a Jehovah's Witness, but she got kicked out of the Kingdom Hall. So when I was born, she wasn't into church. She was pretty much mad at God. But in my hood, they had this church bus that would come out and pick up all the kids or whatnot so they can feed them and stuff like that. So we'll get on a church bus. They'll offer us some food so we can go. So of course I was getting on that bus because I had to eat, so I got on the bus and then they would give us some pamphlets. I remember the first time I got on the church bus, the Christian church bus, they gave us a pamphlet and it told us how, if you didn't invite Jesus into your heart, how you would go to hell. And even as a child, I knew something was not right about that. It did not feel right. Of course, they were trying to scare a child, but it didn't feel right. But I went along with it because I was scared. So I believed in Jesus up until, I'm going to say, about 8 years ago. And then I started doing a lot of studying. Once you get a certain age, you start studying. You don't just believe whatever, people tell you because, it's conditioning. So once you grow up out of your childhood conditioning, then you go into some type of social adult conditioning. But when you start studying, then you'll realize everything that you've been taught is a complete lie. So I went through a phase of not believing in God at all. I was like, hey, I know what type of person I am, so I guess I don't have to believe in God. I'm going to keep living my life. Up until, I'm going to say, 5 years ago. And I started, when I started learning about the tarot, see, it's like a chain of events to really get you to Kemetic Spirituality, because it was tarot that really opened me up to my intuition. I already had visions as a child, so I already believed in the spirit realm, basically, and that's how I got into tarot, because I went to a psychic and I wanted to know something about my grandma. She was finna die. Like, my spirit told me she was about to die. I didn't know she was about to die. But I went to a tarot reader for the very, 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 very first time. And I basically let her know how I was feeling, like my grandma was going to die. And she was still alive then. So anyway, we had our little reading. And then my grandma did die a year later. And I scheduled another tarot reading. And the tarot reader stood me up. And I just wanted, because my grandma was dead this time. So I wanted her to, she said she was a spirit medium. So I thought she was going to, talk to me. Well, my grandma was going to talk through her. But she stood me up and that really hurt my feelings. But I purchased me some tarot cards and I started doing my own readings. Anyway, that opened me up to a lot of things. A lot of mystical experience tarot did, and I started having deep visions. My intuitions grew stronger, and when I meditated, I started hearing voices, and then the voices would show me like pictures when I start asking them things, pictures. And one day I was meditating, and then I said, who are you my spirit guide? I said, who is my spirit guide, or something like that, when I had my eyes closed. And then a picture of a genie floated in front of my face. And I'm like, a genie? And I looked it up, and it was a jinn. It was talking about jinns. I've never heard of the jinn world. So I was talking to a jinn. This jinn was telling me that it was my spirit guide. And jinns can be your spirit guide. All of us have a jinn with us, All of us have a jinn with us. Some people will be like, oh no, that's a demon. But no, they call them genies. They call them all kind of different names. But all of us have like a spirit that came into this world with us to guide us. And some spirits are not for us. Some of these jinns are not for us. But it's some jinns that are neutral. And they help the human race, to get to where they're going on their spiritual journey. So anyway, my genie was talking to me, telling me a lot of stuff. And then I had a dream about ancient Egypt. I had a dream about Africans in ancient Egypt, and it was trying to point me to basically where I came from. And it started telling me about my past life and basically how I was a pharaoh in my past life, you know, and I healed people. I was a healer in my past life, all of these things. So that's what brought me to Kemetic Spirituality. And then I started hearing this cat. It was like, you know, I started hearing cats, and then I had a vision of a cat. The cat was like sitting in a it looked like a church, and it was like sitting like in a glass, but it was like at the very top of the church. You know, inside of the church, it was like sitting in some glass. And then when I woke up, I was thinking, so gods may be cats also, you know. So, you know, that lets me know a deity was speaking to me then, you know, and just pretty much told me all about ancient Egypt. So, my visions led me to Kemetic Spirituality. And then I got on Amazon. I was looking for the Tree of Life, but the Kabbalah. And it led me to press on this other book called Kemetic Tree of Life. And when I opened up that book, oh my God, everything, all of my dreams, my visions, because I was having visions for like a month straight of ancient Egypt and where I came from and where my people came from and all of that. So it just led me to where I am now, you know. But Kemetic Spirituality showed me that you can basically believe in all gods. So now I believe in all gods and all goddesses, you know, because they basically come from one creator. You know, it all came from one creator, but we are all a different aspect of God. So I call myself a god, or I could call myself a goddess, but I choose to call myself a god. But we all have a purpose on earth. We're all sent to this earth for a particular reason. We have a specific assignment that we need to complete, but you got to activate, you know, your intuition. You got to activate certain personalities, certain talents and skills that may be latent. You have to activate that through spirituality. So that's basically how I got into Kemetic Spirituality. And now I just live my life, a spiritual life, because really it's a practice. It's a lifestyle, basically. So, you know, I live my life just like the sun. I get up when the sun come up. I know you need to get up because soon it's going to be dark. You know what I mean? So you need to pretty much handle everything that you can handle when it's daytime, because when it comes nighttime, it's a different type of energy. You know what I'm saying? The spirits come out and really play with you, you know. And basically it has changed my life. It's made me, Kemetic Spirituality made me love everything and everyone on this earth. I used to be bitter. I used to be mad. I used to be angry. You know, childhood conditioning will make you be a certain way, you know, until you get those stuck energies out of your heart. So basically, I had to get that negative energy out of my heart. And now I can heal people because I was able to heal myself, you know. So if you're interested in my services, go to theredoracle.com actually and check out my services first. Go to theredoracle.com, check out my services, see if there's anything that you like and if there's any way I can help you spiritually. But you got to heal yourself spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically to really bring out the talents, bring out your true talents, bring out your true self. You know, you may be living in somebody else's shadows. I used to do that. I was living in my sister's shadows, my brother's shadows, basically my family member shadows. And I was just doing what they did. But basically, I'm something different. You know, there's nobody in my family that's a healer besides me. So my journey, my Kemetic spirituality practice it's been a beautiful journey. It's been hard only because a lot of people don't believe what you believe in, and they believe that now it's like devil worshiping. But in African spirituality, we don't believe in the devil. You know, God grants good and evil, so it's pretty much come from the same energy. But that's how I got into Kemetic spirituality. It was through my dreams and my visions and listening to spirits talk to me and tell me all kind of stuff about ancient Egypt. So that's pretty much where my journey has been. Well, guys, thank you guys for tuning into my channel. I will be back later with some more content about my life as a psychic medium. But go ahead, again, press like or subscribe. That way you can know when I'm coming back. Toodles.